New information tonight you'll see only on 5 of the bomb scare that shut down part of Palm Beach International Airport.
We have learned a passenger may have been the target of this threat. News Channel 5's Rochelle Ritchie is joining us tonight from PBIA with some new information we just received within the last hour. Rochelle?
Well, Jim, a handful of agencies are investigating this afternoon's threat, including the FBI, Homeland Security, and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Now, here's what we've learned tonight about that threat. It was phoned in twice, the first time at 5:20, the second time at 5:26. The caller, according to the FBI, was a male. Tonight, FBI officials are at work analyzing and tracing that call. Now, another government source telling us tonight the threat targeted a passenger on board JetBlue Flight 366 to New York LaGuardia's airport. Now, a search of the concourse, passengers, and baggage claim all came up clean, but still, of course, this threat put passengers on edge. It was around 5:30 when Palm Beach International Airport received a phoned-in bomb threat targeting JetBlue Flight 366 to New York LaGuardia. Passenger Gigi Brooks aboard that flight says the plane had begun to roll back, but suddenly came to a halt, and then the pilot made an announcement.
Everybody must get out off the plane. People started grabbing their bags, and he said, you're not allowed to take your bag. You're not allowed to take your bag.
Leaving their belongings on board, Brooks and the rest of the passengers joined other travelers being removed off other Concourse C flights.
The wall of police that you cannot get through.
Chopper 5 over the JetBlue plane as the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office surrounded it, using dogs to search the plane and carry on luggage. TSA workers rescreened passengers and did a search of the concourse to eliminate any possible threat.
Have you found anything?
Nothing.
Have you detained anyone?
No.
We learned that that JetBlue Flight 366 landed safely in New York just before 10 o'clock, an hour and 45 minutes late. Again, no arrests have been made, but the FBI says it won't stop until they find that caller. Live in West Palm Beach, Rochelle Ritchie, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Hundreds of passengers were mulling around Concourse C, not knowing what was happening. They were joined by travelers who were told to deboard the targeted JetBlue flight, while most of the passengers got back on board for the LaGuardia flight. Some decided to stay here in South Florida. News Channel 5's Jay Cashmere continues our team coverage from PBIA. Jay?
Kelly, it was quite a mess here this afternoon. That JetBlue airplane was an Airbus A320. It holds 150 people. It was completely evacuated. You had other airplanes coming and going from Terminal C. Just a huge traffic jam right at 6 o'clock. And for many passengers, they were rattled by this, not knowing what was happening, let alone what was going to happen to the rest of their evening.
Rush hour at PBIA. Just as the clock turned towards 6 p.m., hundreds of passengers were turned around in the middle of a security scare.
Everything's closed off. No one's coming in or out.
That's exactly what dozens of TSA officials were telling air travelers, many of whom had no idea a bomb threat was even made. Cell phones lit up just as the outside of Terminal C stacked up.
They just told us that there was something going on, security breach.
Okay.
And we had to sit on the airplane, and they just allowed us off.
We have to wait until they get clearance with the airport.
Passengers on other flights in were delayed for a brief time. Plans for the evening were on a temporary hold as part of PBIA evacuated, while JetBlue Flight 366 filled with security.
At first, everyone was calm because no one knew what was going on, and then once we saw the sniffing dogs and the sheriffs and TSA and all of that, then everyone started to flip out.
Stephanie Glasgow was on board Flight 366 with dozens of other passengers for no more than a few minutes when she says flight attendants told them to leave everything and deplane.
They cleared the area, all the restaurants were closed, everyone went back to gate C1.
Turned out the delays wouldn't last forever. Within 2 hours, Terminal C reopened. All flights resumed. However, a handful of travelers, including Glasgow, decided they had seen enough.
I'm changing flights. I'm going to go tomorrow.
Now, 9 other passengers joined Stephanie, not reboarding Flight 366. All of them made other plans. At PBIA, I'm Jay Cashmere, WPTV News Channel 5.